Welcome back everyone to Bluegrass Dreams and Seams. My name is Cheryl. Thank you for joining me and spending a little time with me, and I really do appreciate everyone who's been commenting lately on my videos and all the support that I'm receiving from all my viewers out there. Thank you so much. I finished my top. I did wear it today and I received a lot of compliments. Most people are really drawn to the statement collar, and it's just a different design, surely is. I do love this Butterick pattern. It's very comfortable. I did make one change on this side. On the inside, I did add a tie that I attached in the seam. I had to open the seam in the left side where the facing and the front are sewn together. I opened that up and I put the tape in and then stitched it back down, and it was done. Then the other side, I just stitched it into the seam allowance part of the side seam, and it is tied right in here is where it's tied. It doesn't really show up. Nobody says they notice anyway. But I felt like that was needed to keep this piece in place. Otherwise, I think it would kind of fall. I am thinking about adding another button. I do have a second button. I bought these at Hobby Lobby yesterday. I like the colors in it. So I did do one button like it suggests, but I do think it might need two buttons. If not, maybe a snap or something down there. But other than that, I love it. It's so comfortable. But I'm going to insert a picture, either here or here, of Bolt Fabrics Boutique. Does carry this fabric, and if you live in the United States, you can find it, and all the information will be in the description box below. But I wanted you to know I did find it in some different colors, and they do have some different wovens by the same company, so you might look at those. I've already picked out a second one that I just love, and I do believe I might be ordering some more fabric from them. Happy Friday, everyone. Let me make sure the mic is working. Yes, it is. I have been wanting to share with you my pattern haul. So I'm going to be doing a split screen here for these. First up is McCalls 6931. I purchased this because I'm interested in learning some more about making shorts, and I wanted something that didn't have elastic in it at all. So I purchased this pattern. I probably will make the longer version shorts. Might make the shorter ones depending on those. I'm not real sure how short they are. But also those short leg pants, I like that as well. Then McCalls 8045. I purchased this because it reminded me of a pair of jeans that I used to have when I was younger. I like that slanted yoke front, the detail going down the front of the legs. You could do like a top stitching. The only thing I don't like is I will not do all those buttons. I'll put a fly zipper and a button at the top above it. It does call for denim, so I'm very excited about possibly making those next summer. It won't be this year. Then, of course, is the McCalls Vintage Pattern 8432. This takes woolens, lightweight woolens, medium weight woolens, wool blends you can use. I like that slim leg. I like the fact that it's got the one pleat, or you can do three pleats. Then I have two gown type patterns. The first one is 8411. I purchased this one mainly because of the bodysuit. I'm going to see if there's any way I can incorporate a bra in that, and I could possibly wear that under a dress. Then another vintage pattern, a Laura Ashley pattern. I purchased 8381. because I want to try to use some more of my heirloom laces up. So the pajama part, the gown, I'll probably just use the yoke and the body. I won't put those little ruffles on the sleeves, but I wanted to look at using lace insertions, my French laces, my switch laces on that, and then as well as on the robe, the collar, doing the ruffle in lace as well from my collection, and I can add lace if I've got one that complements real well on the cuff. So that's my pattern haul, and I hope you enjoyed this little segment. I decided while I was filming, why don't I just go ahead and do my segment on my Cashmerette top as well. So I'm going to insert that pattern picture right here real quickly. And then I want to show you the fabrics I chose to use. Now these are Tilda fabrics. This is a earlier collection. I would say it may be a little over a year old. First time I ran into it was when I was in Wisconsin for that quilt show back last September. And then I ran into the collection again at Bernina store in Evansville. They carried the entire collection at her store, and now she has all that on sale. I really liked just about everything in the collection, but these are the two that I used. This kind of reddish pink along with this for the contrast. So that is my fabrics. Now, I did make a few changes as I was going along, but one measurement I failed to take was this one. And if I had taken that, I would have known to narrow that or cut a smaller size just on the top. I don't know why I can't remember to take that measurement, but I don't. So I've made note that next time I just want to cut a straight 14 because in all honesty, the 16 is a little bit big on me. But what I've decided to do is to just use this for a pajama top. I don't have any summer pajamas, and it would be really nice to have a summer pajama set or a couple of sets. So I think that's what I'm going to do with these fabrics is just focus on summer pajama sets with the robe, the pants, or shorts, and a top, just nothing with sleeves in it. So that's where I'm going with this whole idea of summer tops now. They're not going to be summer tops, they're going to be pajamas. Okay, so the first detail that I added when I was sewing all this together was I decided to give a little definition between this yoke and the body part in the back by cutting me a 2-inch wide by 17-inch long strip of fabric and folding it in half. And that allowed me to have this narrow strip of flat fabric. You could also have done piping or any other kind of detail you wanted to add just to do definition between the two. Then the other thing I added when I was finishing off the neck edge and the armholes was allowing a scant bit of that this print to show. And I thought that was a nice little added detail there. The final thing where more of the print shows is here, of course, at the bottom. And I'm hoping you can kind of see that where this is pretty wide. I mean, you can tell it's pretty wide. It's the width of my hand, but it gives a lot of detail with this. And it'll be really, really cute as pajamas. What do you think? Do you ever have days in a row where you're just like gone, 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 and you're like, why can't I be home, home, home in my sewing room? That is really where I want to be, is in here, working on problem solving because, sewing is one of the best things for your brain as well as knitting, crocheting, any kind of hobby and craft is really good for your brain because it involves problem solving. And I have been trying to problem solve getting pants to fit me correctly in 3 primary areas: crotch, hip, waist. I decided to venture in, let's just try a fitted pair of pants and see if we have any better luck with any of those areas because my elastic waist pants aren't satisfactory. Let's try it this way. So on my Rachel Comey pants, which you'll see a picture of the pattern front right here, I finally had success with 2 areas. The crotch is correct and the hip line is correct. And I had a really good tip on some things to try. And one of them was measure a pair of pants you like the fit on, measure yourself again, and then compare those numbers with the pattern tissue numbers. And that's exactly what I did. I also looked at the chart, but everything seemed to be pretty good for those 2 areas. I kind of figured, this waistline's probably going to be a problem, but maybe not too big of a problem because it was just, a little different, but it's a problem. So with the waistband, I just want to say I have 0 stretch in this fabric, which has a tiny bit of stretch in it because it's one of those stretchable cottons, but just a light stretch. It's cross grain only. So I tried these pants on and it doesn't fit in the waist, but it fits everywhere else. I'm happy with the crotch. I'm happy with the hip line. I'm not understanding this zipper, this side invisible zipper that I've got to put in. Plus, I don't have the specialized foot for it either, not for this new machine. So I'm thinking, why don't we just close up that seam, take that waistband off, try them on again, and if it's still good in the crotch, no problem, but still good in the hip with that seam closed, because the zipper would close it, then I think I'm just going to sew the waistband back on, but not the one I've cut. I'm going to recut it, do no interfacing, and hope that I have stretch in it so that that would take care of my issue. Now, the reason I say recut it, I need to add some to it. And I know it's not going to show up here, but I have little tiny tucks. You can kind of see that one. They're all the way around this thing. There were places where I thought, there is no way I'm going to get that in there, not with this waistband. And I think it's because it lost all its stretch, because the interfacing stabilized everything. That's what I think. So I'm going to recut the waistband, but I'm going to also cut it about 1 inch to 1.5 inches longer so that I kind of have a little insurance in there in case I have to take the seams apart. And I mean, maybe the side seams I'm going to have to take less of a seam. Maybe the front and back seams I might have to take less of a seam, just maybe 1 inch down, because you got a 5/8 inch seam allowance. So, you know, you're going to kind of take that up in the seam allowance. But, you know, you can kind of tell even on the inside. You see those? See that tuck there? I have these all over the place. So I know part of my problem is the waistband is not big enough, but I'm hoping that I can just make these a pull-on fitted pant. We'll see. If not, then they're a working toile. I'm pretty sure I bought this fabric either at Hobby Lobby or at Joann's. And I'm happy with this pocket. I'm happy with the detail on the leg. I love all that. All that worked out fine for me. This is my only issue. There always has to be one, doesn't there? But, I'm trying to get myself to figure out how to make pants fit me. Oh, if I can get this figured out, not only has my brain had some exercise in this, but I'll have more success the next time I make them, which is a big win. So I hope to see you next week. Thank you for joining me, and happy sewing, everyone.